Another part of this year's best chases so far. Enjoy watching, and I look forward to your support. On January 25th, 2024, at approximately 5 p.m., Florida Highway Patrol troopers initiated a traffic stop on a Silverado truck occupied by 3 individuals: Vincent Fernandez Barbosa, Julian Montez, and Tramian Reed. The purpose of the stop was to investigate Barbosa for suspected drug possession. Upon signaling for the truck to stop, the Silverado failed to comply and instead engaged in a high-speed pursuit, traveling recklessly along the turnpike. Subsequent investigation revealed that while attempting to evade capture, the suspects discarded a bag containing cocaine and 3 firearms from the vehicle. At the end of the video, I'll give a short history of each suspect, and you'll understand why the police acted so brutally. You asked, why did he let the Charger pass for so long? Well, there's 2 possibilities. Either because the new Explorer is more expensive, or because the driver of the Charger was certified for a pit maneuver. BSO deputies booked the trio at the main jail in Fort Lauderdale, and they were facing charges of armed cocaine trafficking. Their bond was denied. Fernandez Barbosa of Deerfield Beach was on felony probation for possession of methamphetamine and possession of marijuana. He was also facing 2 probation violations. Reed of Riviera Beach is an 8-time felon whose last conviction was on November 30th, 2016, for burglary of an unoccupied dwelling in Martin County. He was also facing charges of possession of a weapon by a convicted felon and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. The story began when a police officer noticed a Ford Escape that was speeding in the oncoming direction. The police officer turned around and began to catch up with the vehicle to stop it. Of course he didn't stop. The excuses at the end of the video are attached.
Copy 1050, possible 1031, 428, 30 Bravo, Juliet Whiskey Lima. You got a pit.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Look at your hands! Face away from me! Why are you running?
I ain't run from you, bro.
You did.
I didn't run from you, bro. I did not run from you. Bro, you should have stayed right there.
Press.
Stay right there and kill one of them.
You're going to get this car. You're going to get this car. You're arrested.
Bro, put it in that looting, bro.
Listen, stop. Listen.
How you gonna hit the back of
Stop and listen.
Charges: fleeing a eluding law enforcement officer at a high speed or wanton disregard, willful and wanton reckless driving. resisting, obstructing officer without violence. The chase began when a police officer spotted a black Honda Accord traveling at more than 100 miles per hour. When he saw the police car, he turned off all his lights and continued to run away in this mode. As it turned out later, there were 3 teenagers in the car under the influence of some kind of substance. Apparently, this and lack of experience helped the police charger catch up with the Honda quite quickly. I'll leave you without commenting on the demands of one of the detainees. Charges: fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens, driving while license suspended or revoked, and marijuana possession not more than 20 grams.
Do you understand any of these rights that I explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions for me right now?
No, sir.
You got it back here?
I do.
What you got?
Can I please get a little bit of fresh air? And maybe, if you can, I completely understand if you don't want to, put the handcuffs in the front. And last request, I have a vape in the car somewhere. If you could just let me hit the vape.
Alright, so...
Any of those if you can. First thing to get fresh air.
I can crack the window for you.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Handcuffs in the front. Once we get down to jail, I can do that.
That's okay.
Third thing, my sergeant's here. I can't really let you. Otherwise, I would. I ain't lying to you, alright?
Okay.
Let me crack this window. Just hang tight for me.
Thank you.
On November 14th, 2023, the blue Porsche Cayenne reported stolen from Collier County was spotted by a Florida Highway Patrol trooper. The car was speeding past other vehicles on the shoulder of Florida's Turnpike near Southwest 42nd Street in Miami-Dade. The trooper attempted to stop the car, but the driver continued to flee.
Sierra Bravo, it's coming back to you,
93 Golf, the line of this.
93 Golf Sierra Bravo. Turnpike and Kendall. That's 10-4.
Not any units in the area, guys. Not any units in the area, Turnpike southbound approaching 88 feet in reference to 1258.
The cops, of course, knew the car was stolen, but he decided to try and make up some story. Just listen to this.
So let me ask you a question. If we pursuing a stolen car and you ain't stopping, what's that telling
What's
me?
stolen car? This a rental. I just rented it from my friend.
What's your, you know your social?
What's going on? Like, what the hell is going on, bro?
Come beside this. So let me ask you something. When you rent a car, do you try to jump out of it when it's moving?
Yeah, I'm scared. Y'all ramming the car. I don't know what's going on, bro.
My kiss with death. My guardian angel saved me, but God took 3 other lives instead. Man, that's heavy to live with. April 29th, 2024, Whitby, Ontario, Canada. The reason for the chase is unknown, but the officer with the recorder in the car was asked for support in ending the high-speed chase, as he was the only one certified to perform the pit maneuver. Almost as soon as he entered the chase, other police officers successfully deployed spikes. You can see the 2 Tahoes standing on the side of the road. After that, the suspect's fate was sealed. The suspect was arrested and sent to jail. Fast and professional work. At approximately 11:30 p.m. on January 5th, 2024, I responded to assist the Saline County Sheriff Department with a welfare concern for John Land. Saline County deputies were working with Land's family members using a cell phone tracking app to gather information on Land's location after it was determined that Land was the main suspect to a shots fired criminal mischief incident in the city of Hensley. Saline County Deputy Furton was able to locate Land driving in a maroon GMC Denali pickup truck I-30 West near the 125 mile marker. I was able to get into the area to assist Deputy Furton and perform a traffic stop on Land. Deputy Furton activated his lights and siren, and Land refused to stop. After traveling from the intersection from Bryant Parkway to the intersection of Shobi Road and Mills Park Road, Land refused to yield to Deputy Furton. At the intersection of Shobi Road and Mills Park Road, Land made a left turn, heading south on Mills Park Road. I took primary in an attempt to get Land to stop.
Driver, put your hands out the vehicle.
I performed a TVI on Land's vehicle to get him to stop. Land was instructed to exit his vehicle and was placed in custody without further incident. Land was transported to Saline County Jail and charged accordingly. Fleeing, vehicle or conveyance, careless and prohibited driving. On December 1st, 2023, I was running traffic stationary on Interstate 49 southbound at the 91 mile marker. While I was stationary, a gray passenger car without a license plate pulled off the roadway ahead of me and a white male exited the vehicle. I advised dispatch of the vehicle and attempted to make contact with the individual who began to yell profanities and act in a disorderly manner. I asked the subject to calm down, and he refused. After yelling profanities, he entered his vehicle and sped away. I advised dispatch I would be attempting to catch up to the vehicle. I located the vehicle near the 83 mile marker southbound and advised dispatch I would be conducting a traffic stop. I activated my emergency blue lights and siren, and the vehicle accelerated immediately. I then advised dispatch I would be in pursuit of the vehicle. The suspect began immediately cutting in and out of traffic, which is heavy, and passing on both shoulders at an interstate. The suspect was at speeds of 140 miles per hour and continued to pass on the shoulders and weave in and out of traffic, almost striking several vehicles in a short time.
You just focus on driving, I'll call the pursuit.
Traffic was light and Sergeant Triplett was primary in order to attempt a TVI. During this time, the subject threw a small item out of the window.
cars off the road. 7, I'll hold traffic behind you if you want to attempt the TVI.
Okay, just hold traffic for a minute. I'm trying.
10-4. 7, I'll hold. We're coming up past Spring Ridge Drive on 112. Easy and oncoming traffic. Spring Ridge Drive. 7, I'll hold. Coming up on Wagger Road. I'll turn west on the Wagger Road. And I'll hold my tires low out, maybe 10-7.
7, Michael's been notified. I'll try to get an ETA.
We're on gravel right now.
Okay.
The suspect continued to drive with no regard for his safety or others and continued westbound on Wager Road before turning into Snavely Road. Once on Snavely Road, a short distance to the west, the suspect wrecked out on a bridge. The suspect then fled on foot and toward a creek where he was taken into custody by Sergeants Hips and Alkery. Trooper Smothers and Corporal Elkins went to the location where the suspect had thrown an item out the window, but was unable to locate any illegal items. I then transported the suspect to Benton County Sheriff's Office on the below charges: fleeing felony, vehicle or conveyance, substantial danger of death, reckless driving, refusal to submit to chemical test, speeding more than 15 miles per hour over the speed limit, and so on. On Friday, December 1st, 2023, at approximately 9:46 p.m., I attempted to stop a dark-colored Chevrolet passenger car for speeding on Ingraham Extended near Southland Drive. The Chevrolet was traveling south on Ingraham Extended at 52 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. I turned on my siren to ensure the driver knew I was attempting to stop him, but he continued to travel south and accelerated to speeds above 90 miles per hour. I called dispatch and advised I was in pursuit and gave a description of the car. As we approached the 2-mile marker southbound, I attempted to perform a TVI but was unsuccessful. I immediately attempted to perform another TVI, this time successfully. The driver and passenger were taken into custody without further incident with the assistance of Trooper Gunner Foltz, his canine ghost, and Trooper Donnie Cheers. EMS was called to check the driver and passenger. Both the driver and passenger were checked and found to have no injuries. It all started when a policeman noticed a Hyundai whose driver was behaving inappropriately. He chaotically changed lanes and crossed the dividing lines on the road. After turning on the special signals and siren, there was no response from the Hyundai driver, and as he continued to drive erratically, the decision was made to stop him as quickly as possible.
Four. Madam 45 over 1019. Yep.
The reasons why he didn't stop and behaved like that, you will hear further from the suspect himself. Whether you believe them or not is up to you.
Get out of the car! Get out right now! Get out! Could you get me a doctor, sir? I suffer from PTSD. Why didn't you pull over? I'm a disabled veteran that went into a panic attack, sir. Okay. Well, we'll check on you. Yes, sir. Roll over. Ooh. I'm gonna try to get you up, okay? Yes, sir.
As I traveled south, I noticed a vehicle approaching from the rear exceeding the posted speed limit, and I got a radar lock at 63 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. The vehicle got into the passing lane and passed me and the vehicle in front of me, but could not complete the pass before the passing zone ran out and continued to accelerate south at a high rate of speed on US 67.
Be coming to a stop here in the Cottage Hill Drive. What's going on there?
Can I just pass those people?
Huh?
Can I just pass those people?
Yeah, you just passed me.
Yeah, but I was just trying to pass everyone. It was an open lane to pass.
Speed limit 55.
How fast was I going?
Going 63 when you passed me. You got your driver's license on you?
I gotta go, bro. Sorry. Oh.
I made a driver's side approach to advise the driver, Alexander Portrays, why he was being stopped. And he immediately started talking and was very nervous. After I asked Portrays for his ID, he said he did not have one. I asked Portrays to exit the vehicle, and he said he could not go. Portrays put his vehicle in drive and fled the traffic stop, heading south on Highway 229. I notified Troop 8 dispatch that I was in pursuit at 12:55 a.m. I saw the vehicle making a left onto Vulcan Road and immediate right onto South Park Road.
We are west on Odessa Drive. Unknown road.
The vehicle then drove through a small field that led back to Highway 229 and made a right to go north. The vehicle made a right turn on Vulcan Road and a right on South Park Road, then drove back into the field and made a U-turn to get back on South Park Road.
Back on basically South Park. And back towards 229.
I caught back up to the vehicle as it was making a right turn on Vulcan Road, where I was able to perform a TVI at approximately 12:59 a.m.
TVI. Full pursuit. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Pushing the vehicle into the ditch where Portrays exited the vehicle and continued to flee on foot in a wooded area. I gave verbal commands for Portrays to stop running and get on the ground, and he failed to comply. Due to the thick brush, it was hard for both of us to maneuver, and I advised Portrays I would tase him if he failed to comply. Due to Portrays complaining of neck pain, shoulder pain, labored breathing, and me deploying my taser to energize him 3 times, Portrays was transported by Pafford EMS to Baptist Hospital in Little Rock. Portrays was released from Baptist Hospital, and I transported him to Saline County Jail, where he was processed and charged. On Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, I, Trooper Jacob Haney, was patrolling Interstate 30 for a possible reckless driver traveling eastbound near Exit 18. In the 35-mile marker eastbound, I observed a 2017 white Cadillac CTS matching the description provided by Troop G Dispatch. I activated my emergency lights to conduct a traffic stop. The vehicle accelerated, turning south onto State Highway 299, then onto State Highway 174. I observed the vehicle travel left of center and accelerated to get away from me. The vehicle traveled southbound and was traveling too fast to negotiate the curve, resulting in the vehicle to lose traction and to swerve into the oncoming lane, nearly leaving the roadway. I attempted a TVI with no success. The vehicle came to a stop in the roadway. I positioned my passenger side front bumper on the driver's side rear of her vehicle to limit the driver's ability to continue traveling.
Stop moving! Stop moving!
The driver made visual contact with me and continued to make attempts to flee. The vehicle was able to continue and traveled into a deep ditch on the east side of the roadway, then exited the ditch and entered back onto the roadway, traveling southbound.
She's back on the road. She's trying to turn back.
The vehicle traveled west down the driveway of the residential property, nearly colliding with the 2 trees parallel with the driveway. The vehicle made another attempt in turning around in the driveway, then backed up and accelerated and collided with my front bumper. I accelerated into the disabled vehicle and rotated the vehicle clockwise until the vehicle came to a final rest facing north.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! What's your address here?
You're hurting me.
Shut your mouth!
Stop, you're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Shut your mouth!
You're hurting me.
I'm not hurting you. Shut your mouth!
You're hurting me.
The subject was later identified as Crystal Dixon. Dixon was checked for injuries and placed into my patrol unit. While speaking with Dixon, I could smell a very strong odor of intoxicants. During the inventory, cold alcoholic beverages, empty and full, were in the front passenger seat. 2 sealable pouches containing THC gummies, 1 sealable pouch containing marijuana, and 1 black multicolored marijuana grinder. Dixon was charged with felony fleeing in a motor vehicle, driving while intoxicated, and refusing to submit to a chemical test. On Wednesday, August 30th, 2023, at approximately 12:34 a.m., dispatch broadcasted North Little Rock Police Department was in pursuit of a stolen vehicle on Interstate 30 westbound, asking for our assistance. The pursuit entered Interstate 630 westbound, and I took the primary position near the 3-mile marker. Shortly after taking primary, I performed a TVI by using the driver's side of my TVI bumper to make contact with the passenger rear quarter of the suspect vehicle. This caused the suspect vehicle to rotate approximately 360 degrees clockwise. The suspect vehicle did not strike anything during the rotation, and the rotation itself did not disable the vehicle, allowing the suspect to continue fleeing westbound on I-630. The suspect, later identified as Dominique Cunton, took the 3B exit, turned left, south, and continued his reckless flight the wrong way on Pine Street. He continued west on 21st Street and came to a rest after striking the metal guardrail at the dead end. After striking the guardrail, Quentin fled on foot south through yards on 22nd Street and west on 22nd Street. I caught up to him near Madison Street, where I tackled him to the ground. Once on the ground, Quentin did not resist and was taken into custody with no incident. I noticed a white baggie tied closed with a lumpy shape consistent with those containing marijuana buds. On August 26, 2023, I, Sergeant Stephen Briggs, was traveling in the area of Buford and Forester Road in the McAlmont community of Pulaski County. I observed a black-gray Ford Mustang traveling north on Forester Road. After the vehicle turned east onto Morning Glory Street, I observed the vehicle traveling off the right side of the roadway into the grass. I initiated a traffic stop of the vehicle in the 100 block of Morning Glory Street. The vehicle continued to travel east, passing several locations to stop. The vehicle accelerated and I activated my siren and informed dispatch I was in pursuit.
Hey, put your hands up! Put your hands up!
I ordered the driver to place his hands in the air, and the subject complied. I observed that the subject's hands were empty, and I ordered the subject to turn off the ignition and roll down the driver's window. While speaking with Ford, I could smell the odor of marijuana about his person and vehicle. I conducted a search of Ford's person, and I located no items of contraband. In the center console, I located a plastic baggie of suspected marijuana and a black digital scale. On February 2nd, 2024, at approximately 8:51 p.m., I, Trooper Killian, was patrolling Interstate 630 East at Fair Park in the right lane. I observed a white Honda Accord traveling in the middle lane, decreased speed, and transitioned from the middle lane to the right lane directly behind another vehicle, and began following the vehicle too closely. Once behind the vehicle, I ran the license plate through the computer, which showed the vehicle to be registered to a Marcus McBride and to have expired registration.
We're on today. 352. Little Rock 1037. Getting up to Woodrow.
Due to the vehicle traveling at high rate of speed, he began to lose control and continued to travel across the northbound lanes and onto a curb before striking the Fletcher Park fence.
Taking Woodrow. Crashed out, start 1016.
After the vehicle came to rest, the driver began to flee on foot and was unable to get a visual of who was driving. I then inventoried the car and located a gray bag in the passenger floorboard which contained a micro Draco, 6 ounces of suspected marijuana, 2 ounces of suspected cocaine, and a plastic baggie containing pink pills and 3 phones. The suspect was arrested a day later by another police crew. On November 8, 2023, at approximately 3:59 p.m., I, Trooper James Reed, was on routine patrol traveling northbound on United States Highway 79 near Thornton, when I observed a passenger car traveling southbound at a high rate of speed. I locked the vehicle with my front radar traveling at 74 miles per hour in a posted 65 mile per hour zone. After observing the traffic violation, I activated my emergency lights to stop the driver of the passenger car, who took a little time to pull over onto the shoulder. Once the vehicle stopped, I made contact with the driver and passenger. I introduced myself as Trooper Reed of the Arkansas State Police and advised the driver regarding the reason for the stop. I then requested his driver's license, proof of insurance, and registration. The driver stated that he did not have his driver's license on him, but assured me that his license was valid. I then returned to my unit and conducted an ACIC check on the information that he gave me. The check came back with negative results. As I was about to exit my vehicle to speak with the driver, he put the vehicle in drive and began to flee. I attempted to perform a TVI on the passenger side of the suspect vehicle, but was unsuccessful. I continued pursuing the vehicle and positioned myself for a TVI alongside the driver's side of the vehicle. As I got close enough to perform the TVI, the driver of the suspect vehicle abruptly applied the brakes, causing me to pass alongside and ahead of the suspect vehicle. The suspect vehicle then traveled into the median before entering the northbound lanes of the travel.
10-4 northbound.
Shortly thereafter, I approached the vehicle's driver's side again to perform a TVI, which was successful. The suspect vehicle struck a guardrail owned by ARDOT and rolled approximately 2 times along the median, before the driver and passenger exited the vehicle and fled on foot. A short time later, deputies with the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office apprehended the driver. During an administrative inventory of the suspect vehicle, a small black scale was used to weigh marijuana, and a Glock Model 23 .40 caliber with 9 live rounds was located in the vehicle.
Well, they just passed it. 40 just left. We see if they...
The chase began when a police officer with a camera was asked to participate in the chase of the Honda that was being chased. The Honda was traveling at speeds of excess of 100 miles per hour with its lights off.
Secondary now. X7 northbound.
The suspect was caught up to and pushed off the road fairly quickly while a part of the road with no other drivers showed up.
TV out, Little Rock. Just northbound from Kill.
Just northbound, Kill. Straight down. Going up on the right side of the road.
The driver and his passenger were arrested without further incidents. On July 2nd, 2023, at approximately 4:26 p.m., I responded to a pursuit in progress on Interstate 30 East near mile marker 84. The pursuit was initiated by Trooper First Class Kendrick Davis. I arrived on scene at approximately 4:29 p.m. to find the suspect vehicle overturned in the ditch after Trooper Davis had performed a TBI. Following the pursuit, the suspect, a white male with body and face tattoos, fled into the nearby woods, leaving two minors in the suspect vehicle. Myself and Trooper Davis made contact with the minors to check their well-being. Both minors, a 7-year-old female and a 4-year-old female, appeared to have injuries from the vehicle rollover. They were placed in Trooper Davis's patrol unit. The 7-year-old was in possession of a cell phone and was able to contact their mother for me to speak with her. The mother, identified as Casey Goins, informed me that she was on her way from Houston, Texas, to take custody of the minors. I questioned Goins about the identity of the suspect involved in the pursuit. Goins told me the suspect's name was Thomas Blake, with a date of birth of 7/8/1996. Both minors were transported to Baptist Medical in Malvern for treatment. Trooper Davis performed a search of Goins' social media accounts and located photos of Goins and the suspect, as well as comments from family and friends that assisted in positively IDing the driver. Once the mother arrived at the hospital, she was questioned again about the ID of the driver. Goins once again gave the false name of Thomas Blake and false date of birth. When she was confronted with the fact that the troopers knew the actual ID of the suspect, she refused to acknowledge it. Goins eventually stated that she knew his actual name and stated Thomas Blake was the name he went by. Goins was placed under arrest and charged with hindering apprehension of a person who has committed felony, obstructing governmental operations. On November 9th, 2023, at approximately 1:03 p.m., I was on patrol as a criminal interdiction unit member in Miami-Dade County, Florida. At approximately 2:20 p.m., the Homestead Police Department and Miami-Dade Police Department requested FHP assistance to terminate a pursuit involving a stolen U-Haul cargo van. Homestead Police Department and Miami-Dade Police Department advised that the vehicle was stolen out of Broward County, involved in several thefts, and a battery on a Homestead police officer. The units advised they were traveling north on Florida's Turnpike. K-9 Trooper Alvarez and I staged on the northbound entrance ramp from Southwest 88th Street. Upon staging, I observed the van pass at a high rate of speed and several patrol units following him. I immediately began to overtake until the vehicle I became primary in the pursuit. I then advised Miami Dispatch of the location, speeds, and traffic conditions. I observed the vehicle driving recklessly with a wanton disregard for the safety of the motoring public by traveling at a high rate of speed, aggressively changing lanes, and following too closely.
I don't know where he's at.
He was on what, the center lane? Yep. I know it looks like.
32 on the battery police officer. County aviation cup. And county's
Just still following the vehicle, stand by the phone.
That's 26.
All the home stations just want to cover to this channel.
That's fine, I'm right behind you. We're passing 41st. Passing 41st. Still at 94.
We're probably going to hit traffic here, so we might do it soon.
Upon approaching the exit of Northwest 106th Street, the vehicle made an aggressive lane change from the outside lane into the inside lane. The subject vehicle slowed down due to a vehicle in front. The suspect then purposely forced his way between the concrete median wall and a silver Toyota Camry. Ultimately sideswiping the vehicle. I then immediately conducted a pit maneuver by making an intentional contact with the front left side of my patrol vehicle into the right rear side of the suspect vehicle. Corporal Sierra conducted a successful pit maneuver, immobilizing the fleeing vehicle, resulting in the apprehension of all subjects. The suspects were then turned over to the initiating agency, Homestead Police Department. A footage of what it was like from the backside, which you can't see on this footage. Now you can see why there was such a crowd. On February 4th, 2023, at approximately 3:15 p.m., a Florida Highway Patrol trooper on patrol along I-75 came upon two pickup trucks with two adult males near the northbound 279 milepost. The men appeared to be attempting to steal the second truck or items within the vehicle. The men then fled northbound on I-75 in their pickup truck with the trooper in pursuit. As the pursuit continued, the men discharged a firearm several times from their vehicle, striking a tanker truck.
ran a red light, and went back on the interstate.
Due to the relatively free road, the decision was made to use spikes. Unfortunately, the attempt was unsuccessful. Both suspects ran toward the woods by the highway, but one surrendered. The other pulled out a gun and started shooting. A trooper was hit in the torso but shot back and hit the suspect. The trooper was airlifted to a local hospital and is in stable condition. The captured suspect, identified as Yowandi Mora Perez, 38, of Hialeah, was charged with multiple felony charges and transporting to the Pasco County Jail. He was given a bond of $685,500 for charges including fleeing and looting, burglary with a dwelling structure or conveyance armed, grand theft, obstruction with violence, and felony murder. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.